By simply existing, I had proven many medical professionals wrong. My mom had pregnancy complications with my youngest brother. The doctors told her she couldn't have any more kids. But on August 8th, 1996, the 10-year-old and a 12-year-old at home, I was born to Ron and Sherry Braley. My life proved to be extremely unique the moment I was born. Due to the uniqueness of my family, my childhood was far from normal. I was always around adults, and I soaked in everything they said. I tried to be just like my brothers. I wrestled with them, played in the mud, and had my own collection of video games. I loved this world of adults and boys, so my mom was a bit surprised when I, at the age of 4, told her I needed something fashionable. I began to draw pictures of clothes I wanted to wear when I grew up. As I entered school, I began to immerse myself in my education. I fell in love with learning and reading, but my love for drawing clothes had to take a back seat. The thing about putting things to the side is that they eventually demand your attention. In the 4th grade, I let my creativity run free. I began drawing clothes again and came to the realization that I wanted to be a fashion designer. I had this assignment to write a report about a famous person from Indiana. Now I chose Bill Blass. Through that assignment, I discovered Parsons. From that point on, I dreamed of moving to New York City and attending Parsons. 2 years later, my parents got divorced, and I moved to Ohio with my mom. My whole life seemed to change overnight, and I was at the age that I was trying to figure out who I am. I started experimenting with my appearance. I tried so many styles, and I realized that none of them fit me. I began intertwining all different styles together to make my own style. It took a few years to fully form that style, and it's still developing, but it's all my own. During this process, I met one of the most influential people in my life, Mrs. McKinney. She's my FCCLA advisor, and I actually traveled to New York City with her. We toured Parsons, and that's when I realized there was no doubt that Parsons is the school for me. One of the guys at Parsons had talked to us about the school, and I remember him saying, "This is a school for dreamers," and it clicked with me. While in high school, I continued my love with knowledge and learning. I took classes just because, and I sought out information of my own. I also allowed my creativity to run free. I drew, and I painted, and I wrote. I wanted to figure out how the world around me worked, and I did it through creating things. Today, I am an individual that looks at things with a close eye and an open mind. I still crave knowledge. I dare to challenge stereotypes and dare to dream. I strive to be a role model for the people who don't fit in, for the people who have a passion that others don't understand. The journey to get here hasn't been easy, but I wouldn't change a thing. I believe things happen for a reason. If I hadn't had a strange childhood, I wouldn't have found an interest in the unique things I love. If my parents hadn't gotten divorced, I wouldn't have moved to Ohio. I wouldn't have met Mrs. McKinney, which would have meant I would have never visited Parsons and fallen in love with the school and the city. If my parents and my brothers hadn't toured the world without me, it wouldn't drive me to look for my own adventure and experience the world on my own. I wouldn't be the person I am today. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. I dream because I have ambition. I dream because I am. So if you ask me why I am new school, my answer is simply, I'm a dreamer.